What a crowd. Sold out for the national championship game here at historic Homewood Field. Our refs will be mic'd up all afternoon long, which gives us an inside look at the draw control circle. Ali Mastriani for North Carolina, Charlotte North for Boston College.
Historically, these teams really match up well on the draw control.
Right here. Okay, good, good. Ready?
And we are underway in the national championship, an all-ACC final between Boston College and North Carolina. It's the reigning champion Eagles that start with the ball. Sheehan, what's going to be the key to BC's success today?
We're really starting with composure. There's a lot of nerves on the line. Boston College has been to five straight national championship games. UNC both coming off really emotional wins on Friday night, but starting calm and composed, moving the ball.
They go to Charlotte North, all-time leading goal scorer for the history of the sport. Passing it off, Moreno snuffs it out on the doorstep. The first save is the biggest one, and the sixth-year goalkeeper comes up with it on the opening possession.
Huge save for Taylor Moreno. We heard Dana talking about how Moreno was pulled in that Friday night game against Northwestern. UNC really struggled out of the gates playing that really strong Northwestern team. They went down 6-0, so a huge defensive stop.
Dana, North Carolina struggled in their last two starts to the quarterfinal against Stony Brook, struggled against Northwestern in the semifinal. How do they find their flow earlier today?
Jay, I think you have to credit both the defenses with Stony Brook and Northwestern, but it wasn't like UNC on Friday wasn't getting the shots. They just weren't nailing them. So move the ball, stay composed, and when you have a lane to cage, you've got to nail your shot. Take that extra second with the vision.
Guyersbach, who scored the last 4 goals of that crazy comeback against Northwestern, has it here. The lefty tried to split the double team, foul called.
They're going to call for a check into the body. A lot of the whistles at Memphis Lacrosse are all about safety. The only protective gear they have are the goggles. Guyersbach goes hard to cage. Watch the extension of the arms and then the stick across the face. This will set up a free position shot, an 8-meter opportunity.
Guyersbach has scored the last 5 shots she's taken, all coming in the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds of that semifinal. A dramatic comeback which sent it to the championship, and she picks up right where she left off to open the scoring.
Guyersbach was the hero of the day on Friday. Gets her 35th goal this season. She's one of the star grad transfers on this UNC team. Had her career at Richmond. Explodes off that 8-meter, gets a shot off before the defense collapses. Great look here, just running into cage and the deception. Non-stick side, shoots into that far pipe. Great start for UNC.
She and I found out this morning that we've got a birthday girl in Sam Guyersbach. She turns 24 today. The team sang happy birthday to her this morning at team breakfast, but she said the greatest gift of all, she wants a ring today.
Couldn't ask for a better birthday present.
How about a birthday weekend? You score those 5 goals to bring the team to the championship game and opens the scoring with a goal of her own.
Okay, well done. Over the center line. Now get it here. We're going to go set. Over. Go 6. Over here. Good job. Ready?
That's going to be a great battle all afternoon long between Ali Mastriani and Charlotte North. Mastriani, the 2-time ACC Midfielder of the Year, part of Team USA, wins it here for North Carolina.
So right now, Boston College defensively, you see right there, Jamie Ortega, number 3 in blue, being face guarded by Melanie Welch, number 13. Different teams attack a face guard different ways. Right now, UNC opting to pull Ortega outside the play, which opens up the spacing for the remaining offensive players.
They were working on a few sets yesterday. The defense for Boston College, Jen Kent, who's the defensive coordinator. Usually it's Sydney Scales on Jamie Ortega. They're switching up the matchups, but Jen Kent's ability to make adjustments in game is truly stellar.
looks like Boston College sending pressure behind also, just trying not to allow UNC to be able to set up and pass freely.
You could try and shut off Ortega, but there's just so much talent on this North Carolina attack. So difficult to stop. Guyersbach lost her footing, recollects herself. 20 seconds to shoot. Mastriani didn't have a clean angle, sent too high.
You see that race to the end line, trying to get possession off the shot. The closest person there to the ball.
Guyersbach, she's got the hot hand, missed that one. 1 second left on the shot clock, it expires. They got it to Guyersbach. That's who you want in that situation. She just missed it.
And a huge, you hear the eruption on the sideline. Big win when a defense is able to make a team make the shot clock expire.
Guyersbach was the hero for North Carolina. Cassidy Weeks, who made the clear there, scored the game-winning goal for Boston College. We've told you a lot about Charlotte North, number 8 in maroon, but this is not just the Charlotte North show, Sheehan. There is a lot of star power on this Eagles attack.
And I think it's a huge reason of their success is that so many people can score. Kayla Martello with the ball has been having an excellent season. Jen Medjid, the quarterback of the offense, many people that can step up, and Belle Smith has had some highlight reel plays really leading the midfield.
Here's Smith, 5 in maroon right here, down the right alley, trying to get those hands free. Emma Trenchard all over her. Smith has to give it up. This is McKenna Davis, the freshman. And now up to Charlotte North. 15 seconds to shoot. North on the move. Emily Knowles all over her. Curls around the cage, hesitates. 5 seconds on the shot clock, trying to squeeze it in there. And this will be a shot clock violation. Back-to-back excellent defensive efforts in this game.
The defense is locked in. Some great adjustments for UNC. They were having a hard time covering Northwestern's offense on Friday afternoon. They've really got the footwork down. The slides are on point. Looks like UNC is going to slow things down, opting once again to pull Jamie Ortega outside the play, the leading goal scorer.
Here's Guyersbach, 36 in Tar Heel blue, has a step and uses it. Sam Guyersbach has both of the Tar Heel goals, and it's an early 2-0 North Carolina advantage.
Guyersbach showing her versatility. 36 goal this season. She has been on fire. She's a lucky. Look at all the spacing here. She does a little hesitation. The slide comes from Boston College. Guyersbach recognizes that. She pauses just a split second, and then she explodes to the left-hand side, gets her hands free, and fires it.
Is there something to be said for just riding the hot stick? She scores the last 4 goals in Friday's semifinal, now has the first 2 today in the national championship.
You got to shoot to get hot, and then keep shooting when you are hot. Guyersbach was phenomenal. Didn't want her lacrosse career to end. Had heard about the pain from all of her teammates losing in the semifinals. She willed the Tar Heels to victory. And you can see the spacing. It's a team effort. So what she's getting the goals right there, but the other offensive players are just occupying the defenders, making the slides longer. Being interesting, Boston College will often face guard players. Will they opt to try to take Guyersbach out of the game, get them out of a rhythm?
Courtney Taylor wins the draw for Boston College. Much needed possession as the Eagles start at a 2-0 hole.
When we talked to Courtney Taylor yesterday, Jay, she said she was a little bit nervous in that Friday semifinal, having not be here. She's a transfer from Temple, and she said she just needed to settle in, and she felt like she needed to do a better job on the draw circle, so that's a big possession for her confidence.
Boston College has only attempted 1 shot. Moreno saved it. Good opportunity for Mossman. She'll head to the 8-meter for a free position.
Caitlin Mossman leads the team in assists, also can go to cage. Great job of drawing the foul. Again, any of those whistles are usually about player safety, and he checks into the body, into the head area.
Mossman one-on-one with Moreno, cuts in, couldn't get that left hand free. Scooped up by Emily Knowles, but she lost it. Battle for the ground ball. Those 50-50s are so crucial in a championship game, and the Tar Heels win it.
What a beautiful clear, it almost connected.
Still loose. Courtney Taylor to the rescue again. Dana was just talking about her, the transfer from Temple with 2 big ground balls in this game early.
That's an uncharacteristic turnover for North Carolina, usually so good on their clearing plays. On that last 8-meter for Mossman, I'd like to see her pull it out there. You do not have to take the shot on the 8-meter. You can opt to hold possession. You don't want to run into a sea of traffic. They're lucky to get the ball back on that turnover.
But defensively, Sheen, if you're North Carolina, you just played a tough set, turn the ball over. Your offense needs to take care of the ball because it's really difficult to play defensive women's lacrosse. You're in that basketball stance. Yesterday they worked on in practice switching on the picks. It's exhausting. It's hot down here. Lots of hydration. You see the girls coming off the field when the ball's not in their end.
It's definitely the hottest game for this Boston College team. We asked Coach Acacia Walker, have you played in 80 degrees yet? She couldn't think of a time this season. But a weird spring for much of Division I.
Shooting space violation. So another free position for Boston College. You're not going to get better looks than free positions in this game, Shan.
You have to convert on the 8 meters. Most coaches want you shooting about 50%. Your angle does change. It's a great look here. You get placed on the hash mark closest to where the foul occurred.
The blue and red. Everybody's back on the line, not advanced. So back over there as well.
Andrea Reynolds. Stopped again by Taylor Moreno. Boston College can't beat her in this opening quarter.
Love the adjustment that Taylor Moreno had. She was the first to own up that she did not have her best performance on Friday after getting pulled. Got back into that game, made a huge save. Worked a lot on the mental game, and she's come out very strong.
You mentioned the mental game, Sheehan, but I don't think people appreciate, especially if you're watching the sport for the first time or not too familiar with it, the physical toll that these players go through over the course of a game. Boston College head coach Acacia Walker told us Holly Schleicher ran 9 miles in the semifinal on Friday over the course of the day. 9 miles. Usually they average 6 or 7, which is impressive. But to turn around, quick turnaround, and do it all over again.
9 miles was shocking. She also was quick to tell us, now don't tell her that yet. I don't want her knowing that right now.
Schleicher's got the ball right here, 28 in maroon.
And they wear those live GPS trackers, so you can track in-game. And it's interesting, Holly Schleicher's a defender, but some of the low defenders and attackers, they get up to 5 to 7 miles because they're so consistent and prevalent in the ride.
Up and down action, non-stop.
North splits the double team and scores! The all-time leading goal scorer in the history of the sport strikes first for Boston College.
Named the 2021 Tewaaraton winner, the best player in the game, a finalist this year. Charlotte North, her footwork is the best in the game, gets to open space with a switch of the hand. She fires and scores. UNC up 2-1.
A star-studded all-ACC matchup. Boston College opens the scoring. There's the cut and a goal. Jamie Ortega. Magid already 3 goals today. Goes low and scores. A perfect season hanging in the balance. Mastriani scores with 1.3. It won't be enough time for the Tar Heels. Boston College has done it, and they do it by beating undefeated North Carolina. That was last year's semifinal between these two teams. It also signals the last time North Carolina has lost a lacrosse game at the hands of Boston College. Acacia Walker's team went on to win the whole thing. And Very similar situation to this year's matchup. North Carolina comes in undefeated, the #1 seed. But Boston College has Charlotte North trying to pull that upset again and repeat as national champions.
And that loss has stayed with this UNC team. UNC and BC met 2 times in the regular season. UNC was able to win there, but in the NCAA tournament, it has been Boston College with the edge. UNC has won 56 of the last 58 games, but those 2 losses were to BC in that 2019 and the 2021 semifinal you just saw.
A shoe tire and a hair fixer. All right, here we are. Everybody back to center.
Back to the draw with Charlotte North for Boston College, Ali Mastriani for North Carolina.
She has it. Hold there. Hold there. Go! Holly, go!
This setup is so key. You hear Charlotte North saying she has it, go. She's directing the players on the circle to go where she thinks the ball is going to be. Now, sometimes there's some deception in there. She might actually have some code words with her teammates to throw the opponent off. But a lot of strategy, and Boston College able to get possession.
We spoke to North yesterday, and she said the draw control so crucial. You mentioned the 2 games they lost to North Carolina during the regular season, Sheehan, and it came down to the draw control, Charlotte thought. Ali Mastriani did too good of a job. Charlotte wanted to try and get her circle players more involved. That's what happened there. Boston College wins back possession.
And even though the draw is so important in the semifinal games for both these teams were outdrawn by their opponent, Maryland and Northwestern, but what they did was cause turnovers. So if you're not winning at the circle, you need to make sure you come up with goalie saves, cause turnovers, really put up the pressure.
McKenna Davis misfires. Boston College there to back it up. 35 seconds left on the shot clock. Magid didn't get the hands free.
That's great defense by the freshman Brooklyn Walker-Welch.
Team Canada member Walker Welch. Boston College will likely have one more try at the cage. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Already seen the Eagles fall into a shot clock violation earlier this game. Here's North, spins her way in and scores! How does she do it? With 2 seconds on the shot clock, Charlotte North delivers.
'90th goal this season for Charlotte North. Beautiful job here under pressure. Caitlin Mossman, excellent feed. What gets this done for Charlotte North, though, she takes the pass, watch her spin. The switch of the hands opens up the spacing. Shoots it non-stick side on Moreno. She does everything at full speed. There's not hesitation in her moves. Excellent feed inside with pressures on the line.
And a big part of that, Sheehan, is the patience that Boston College had. They got the 2nd and 3rd possession, and they just wore down the defense. And a big part of that is Charlotte North. They go so hard to cage. When I was in the huddle for Boston College on that timeout, Acacia Walker said, don't just concede to what the defense is giving you. You have to go down to Cole. North to south is what she said on the angles getting to cage.
2 shots, 2 goals, and right back to the draw control circle for Charlotte North. Trying to win possession to herself. Bodied away and scooped up by Ali Mastriani. Now, we told you there was going to be star power. It is showing up early. Charlotte North with both of Boston College's goals. Trying to get it to Andy Aldave. They do, and Aldave puts it away in perfect position for the quick stick finish to fire North Carolina back in front.
What an answer for UNC. Andy Aldave, the transfer for Notre Dame. This starts with Emily Nalzo. She's a defender for UNC. She comes down on the offensive end. She asks for the ball, wants it, gets her 2nd assist of the season. This is where Andy Aldave is really tough to stop. She's inside the 8-meter. She's got great timing of her cuts. And you can see the Boston College defender just overextends a little bit, and Aldave's able to get free.
After back-to-back Boston College goals, North Carolina answers in just 21 seconds. Rachel Hall, who was the hero a year ago when the Eagles won the national championship, made 20 saves last championship weekend, has yet to make one today.
Okay, I got it. Hold, keep sticks in a straight line, and bottom up a little bit. Bottom up. First move is up.
Holly, go to her
hold,
wing.
hold. All right, I got it. Just like that. Hold.
What hustle, the teamwork there, that was really on display. Just everyone chasing after the ball, trying to anticipate where it's going to bounce.
Courtney Taylor, she is such a beast. She gave up a job in pharmaceutical sales to come to Boston College, enter the transfer portal. She said she wanted to experience what it felt like winning a national championship. And I love the adjustment that she's made from Friday to Sunday. Getting those draw controls and those possessions for her offense is huge.
Davis goes through two defenders, called for a charge. North Carolina ball.
Good call by the officiating crew. The UNC bench loves it. Big win for the defense. You see a lot of the whistles give the attackers an advantage with the fouls, but when a defense can come up with a charge, it gives a burst of momentum.
And the charge call is a little bit different in women's lacrosse. So you don't have to have your feet set defensively. You just have to be in the space defensively.
Establish your position, and you cannot barge or charge into a player.
Here's Jamie Ortega, her first touch today after being face guarded earlier this quarter. That's what's so impressive about Ortega. All-time points leader in the history of the ACC, and she won't force it. She'll trust her teammates. If they want to face guard her, no problem.
She actually welcomes the face guard in the double team because it frees up some of her teammates.
They've moved her back kind of closer to the 8 meters, so not completely removed from the play. And this can often be if you have players dodge by you.
Mastriani weaves in. The ball is in the net, but a whistle came first.
Inside, 45 behind her.
So no goal. Instead, it'll be a free position for Ali Mastriani.
I won't let her shoot from in there, Red.
So the whistle came before that shot was taken.
Out of there, Red, please, on my side.
And Mastriani somehow got it to go. Ali Mastriani, so crafty, puts the Tar Heels up by 2.
Mastriani off the 8 meter, watch her explode and get to the center of the field. She steps in that crease area, the circle around the goal, but after the ball has gone into the back of the net, she just willed herself in there. Such a leader for this Tar Heel team. ACC midfielder of the year, takes the draw. So impressive.
And we welcome those that just watched the Monaco Grand Prix. Keep on watching, because the drama you just saw unfold in southern France is here in Baltimore. Drama, star power, we have it all. We even have the refs mic'd up, so you get to listen into the draw control circle. Charlotte North, number 8 in maroon.
Holy on!
That's her screaming there.
Good job. Keep it right here. Don't move. Ready? Not one this way. This way.
North Carolina ball with a head of steam. Tar Heels undefeated, the #1 team in the country. Beat Boston College in the 2 previous meetings this season. They're off to a terrific start here, 4-2, with 2 minutes left in this opening quarter.
Really strong start for this Carolina offense.
Turks with space, beats Hall. 3 straight goals for North Carolina in the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The Tar Heels have scored 5 goals on just 7 shots.
What makes Carolina so hard to beat, they're undefeated on the season, is they've got so many different people that can score. Olivia Dirks here, wide open, not much of an angle here. The defense doing the job, forcing her to the outside. Good shifty footwork, and then a nice little fake and finish. Boston College is gonna have to come up with a stop. No saves made on the day.
North Carolina unassisted goal scored by number 27, Olivia Dirks.
North Carolina with all the momentum right now on a 3-0 scoring run to take their largest lead of the afternoon. Picking up right where they left off in that semifinal where they scored 8 straight goals to come down from down 7 in the final 10 minutes of the game.
Look at the shooting percentage here. 5 goals on 7 shots.
Horizontal 6 over the center line.
On the season, UNC's been shooting 50%, which is what coaches dream of. They love that. But so extremely effective today. They are ready for this. You can hear Charlotte North directing her circle players. 3 people are allowed to participate in the draw control. The person in the center taking it, 2 on the circle itself.
You know, for the folks that were just watching the Formula One Monaco Grand Prix, you know, Boston College, they're like Red Bull. They're the disruptors. They've come onto the scene in the last 5 years here. Charlotte North is their Max Verstappen, one of the best players to ever play women's lacrosse, the all-time leading goal scorer. And North Carolina, they're your perennial power. They're your Ferrari. They have beaten Boston College twice this season, looking for their first national championship since 2016. It's been a while for a Tar Heels team that is so talented. 1 minute left in this first quarter.
Boston College has embraced being the underdog. They love that mentality. They love that people doubt them. They've been in this position before, battling back.
Here's Charlotte North. Both goals for Boston College today. For those watching on ESPN2, stay with us on now ESPN. Leaving ESPN2 will be on ESPN the rest of the way. Charlotte North off balance there, trying to make something happen. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Eagles have to hurry. And that's a shot clock violation.
You got to credit the defense in this game. We've seen a couple shot clock violations. That's a great job. As much attention that goes to Charlotte North, and deservedly so for Boston College. Emma Trenchard, number 23 in blue, is one of the best defenders, if not the best defender in the nation, doing an excellent job forcing her out right there.
No doubt about it, the first 15 minutes of this national championship belonging to the top-seeded Tar Heels. They've opened up a 3-goal lead onto the second quarter on ESPN. Charlotte North, so much firepower on offense, but they have been shut down by this stellar North Carolina defense.
The defense has great footwork. They're forcing some poor lower angle shots. Their footwork has been phenomenal. BC's used to getting wide open looks on cage, and this Tar Heel defense is stepping up, putting on the pressure. Emma Trenchard there, forcing Charlotte North to miss the cage. The offense gets so much love for this UNC team, and for good reason, but the defense is so fundamentally sound. You see Emma Trenchard there, her career accolades, 4-time first-team All-American, member of the U.S. World Cup team.
And Sheehan, you mentioned it. Jenny Levy has 2 goals for her team every single game. They do not change, and the first one is defensive standards. And you mentioned fundamentals. Man-to-man is their fundamental. Everything is built off of that. I was just in the huddle, and Phil Barnes, the defensive coordinator, was breaking down some schemes, and he said they're doing a lot of picks. We got to jump on the picks and switch, and Emma Trenchard's a big part of that. He said you got to get in Charlotte North's hands when she has the ball.
So key. Charlotte North does an excellent job of releasing the ball from pretty much anywhere. You have to make sure that you make it difficult for her. Get stick on stick, get on her hands, get on her body. Don't give her time and room.
You mentioned Emma Trenchard, part of that Team USA, as well as Ali Mastriani, who's in the draw for the Tar Heels right now. Their coach of Team USA is also the head coach of North Carolina, Jenny Levy. And announced earlier this week, ESPN will air the World Lacrosse Championships this coming summer.
Spike! Spike! Ready?
That's Boston College's Charlotte North. You'll likely hear the draw control circle all afternoon. Mastriani more quiet, goes about her business, wins that draw. Charlotte very active in the circle.
And how about the defenders for both teams? But Emily Knowles, she has a burst of speed that is incredible. I've seen Courtney Taylor on the Boston College side, Emily Knowles on the UNC side. They're just getting those possessions for their team. It's so huge.
And for North Carolina, their season was hanging by a thread. Down 7 goals with 10 minutes left in the semifinals. Put together a crazy comeback unlike anything we've ever seen in the sport. Do you get a sense they're just riding that momentum, picking up right where they left off?
I think they had the scare they needed in that semifinal game. They go down 6-0. There's a 90-minute weather delay.
First save for Rachel Hall, who had 11 saves in the semifinal against North Carolina a year ago. That was the last loss North Carolina suffered.
It's a huge stop for her, her confidence. She's told us that she loves to play in the big games when she feels that she plays her best.
Our Sunday night baseball matchup on ESPN2 tonight. The Phillies and NL East leading Mets finishing up a 3-game series at Citi Field. Coverage starts at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Beautiful day at Baltimore, historic Homewood Field. They've been playing lacrosse on this field since 1908. Sold out, terrific crowd. Cassidy Weeks, left-handed, gets the hands free and fires it past Taylor Moreno.
Cassidy Weeks was the hero in the semifinal game with the score. Runs up and down the field. Great job just getting the center of the field. That increases your angle. And the slide for North Carolina just isn't there to try to limit her shot. She's able to get the power by dropping her stick down to her shoulder level. And she just goes full speed ahead. Great placement there. I think Moreno was thinking that was going to go to the opposite pipe. You see Acacia Walker-Weinstein, 5th consecutive appearance in the NCAA championship game. So amazing. They came away with the title last year, and I do think that gives you an edge. When you are the reigning national champions, it does something to your team culture, your teams believe. This Boston College wants to feel that feeling of a win again.
All right, let's go get our 6 on the line.
The setup for the draws, they need that ball in the top third of both of the sticks. You got to remain motionless. You'll see the officials, you'll hear them say, hold, don't move, and you got to go up and away. The ball needs to go above the shoulders. And that's going to be Boston College ball. There's a lot of infractions that can happen on the draw right there. I think that was off ball, or sorry, UNC's ball for a check across the body. So after Ortega being face guarded, they're able to get her the ball. She's been working harder to try to get possession.
Here's Mastriani. Misfired that one. Sam Guyersbach there to back it up. 36 in Tar Heel blue. Already 2 goals to her name today. Tries her patented inside roll. She uses that move better than anybody in the country and draws the foul.
She's got a great move. The inside rolls, when you take your defender one way, you feel them get a little bit topside. You turn underneath and spin through. She gets fouled on that play, so they'll put her on the outside hash mark. Not a great angle. She's a left-handed player, though, so she can cut to the inside. This will be a good shot to take. Otherwise, she can hold possession.
Passes it off. Humphrey has it. Double team comes in, loses it. Guyersbach there to scoop it up and maintain possession for the Tar Heels. Dana joked at our semifinal that Sam Guyersbach could go coast to coast teaching that inside roll.
She's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
NIL is real.
Humphrey on the move. 3 30 seconds left on the shot clock.
Like UNC changing the points of attack, attacking different sides of the field.
Mastriani muscling her way in. Crease violation.
You stepped in first. You stepped in first.
As an offensive player, you are not able to step inside the crease area, the circle around the goal. Your stick can follow through in, but your feet and body cannot go into it.
Sydney Scales with a head of steam, the sophomore defender who was so integral in the national championship a year ago as a true freshman. Went down with an ankle injury in the North Carolina game during the ACC championship. Take another look. Called a crease violation.
Watch her feet. That black line, you can see the toe, even touching that black line is considered a crease violation.
Here's Charlotte North, the most electrifying player of the sport. 2 of Boston College's 3 goals today.
That's good defense by Emma Trenchard. Watch her, she steps up into Charlotte North. She doesn't backpedal to allow any space. Good 1v1D by 23 in blue.
4-time first-team All-American Emma Trenchard. She is more than up for this battle against Charlotte North, the all-time goal scorer in the sport. Martello prefers the right hand. Whistle off ball.
You need to go get your stick fixed. You're going to go to the dive.
So we have a broken stick here, which happens more than you think. The shaft of the stick, the pole broken half, so not able to play with that. So Emily Knowles will leave the field to get a new stick.
So unlike hockey, where Knowles would be forced to play without a stick, in lacrosse you cannot play without a stick. It would actually be a green card.
It would be a green card, can't play without your goggles. But Boston College will maintain possession of the ball.
Here, Boston College head coach Acacia Walker yelling 20 seconds. That's what's left on the shot clock. BC's already been called for 2 shot clock violations in this game. Medjid couldn't get a good look at it. 10 seconds left on the timer. Off the pipe, inches away. That'll reset the shot clock to 60.
Any goalie save or pipe shot resets that clock. Now Boston College can just get resettled again. Looks like they're orchestrating a play. Here's Belle Smith, their star midfielder.
First team All-American, number 5 in maroon, on the move. Bounced it, Moreno there to stop it. It'll be North Carolina ball. Do you still get the sense the Eagles are lacking their offensive rhythm?
They're out of sync right now. You got to give credit to the UNC defense and Taylor Moreno, but not shooting like they're not shooting into space. They're either missing the cage.
And they look a little rattled, Sheehan, on offense. They're letting UNC get into their hands. They've got to have that space. You said they're starting their play from the 8-meter. That inside black line, they got to start from the 12 to give them space to see the seams, to be able to take those dives and have a good shot and angle to cage.
Number 1 North Carolina comes in 21-0, undefeated. They're undefeated a year ago as well. Lost to this Boston College team in the national semifinal. Eagles have been their foe. North Carolina's won 56 of their last 58 games. The 2 losses during championship weekend against Boston College. Eagles have been the Tar Heels' kryptonite. Although North Carolina certainly looks locked in today. Foul called.
With you 2 back there.
It's great to have the officials mic'd up, so a
3 and 28
hold off ball.
right here. 3 and 28. 3, you're my shooter. It is a hold off ball with a cut right here.
So you cannot detain your opponent by using your stick or your body. You got to give them the ability to move around you. So Jamie Ortega, the team's leading scorer, will get set up at the 8-meter. Great angle for her.
Tewaaraton finalist, which is the award that goes to the best player in college lacrosse. Ortega darts in. Did Hall keep it from crossing the line? They say it did cross the line. Count the goal for Jamie Ortega. The all-time leader in ACC points adds another one. This by a matter of inches.
The 8 meters are proving to be a difference maker in this game. Ortega, who's been trying to limit her touches, gets the foul, gets her 68th goal of the season. Watch how she just airs ever so slightly to her right-hand side. That gives her a little separation for her left-handed hand, where her stick is, to get that shot off. And good look here, it's got to cross completely over the black line, and then it bounces forward. So if the ball goes over the black line all the way, that counts as a goal.
This will be Jamie Ortega's final game in her storied career. She's checked every box but a national championship. You see the success they've had in the regular season. Jenny Levy's team, a perennial power coming out of Chapel Hill. They've won the last 6 ACC championships, but have not won that national championship since 2016.
And that's one of the reasons she came back for her 5th year. A lot of these Tar Heel players, so much success, undefeated in the regular season, but they want to win when it matters. They got over the hump, winning that semifinal game that's been a stumbling block for them the last couple years.
Putting you both up. Haven't gone anywhere. Here we go. Hold.
So UNC making a change at the draw control. Olivia Dirks taking it.
Is that just to give Mastriani a breather? This is going to be BC.
It's going to go back. So they said that it's going to be Boston College ball. Said that Dirks did not go up.
You've got to stop. Whistle.
Draw control's about even right now, so it could be just that they're seeing something differently. They might want to get Mastriani a break. They might want to see if somebody can win it to themselves. Usually the primary goal of the draw taker is to get the ball up in the air and win it themselves cleanly. We've not been able to see that done.
Gotta love Game 7. Almost as good as a national championship. That's what we've got tonight on ABC. Celtics Heat winner going to the NBA Finals. Coverage begins 7:30 Eastern time with the countdown crew. The Warriors awaiting for the winner of Celtics Heat. And we were talking yesterday about the difference between playoff series when you can go 7 games and sports like lacrosse where it's one or done, win or go home. That's what we have here in the national championship.
Everything's on the line. Right now, Boston College needs to find a way to penetrate this UNC defense. They're not shooting particularly well. 3 goals on 13 shots. They're able to draw an 8-meter here. They've not been able to convert on the 8-meter. This BC team's been shooting 50% on the season, going against a really great goalkeeper in Taylor Moreno in cage.
Moreno's already made 4 saves today. One-on-one with Reynolds, who passes out of it, finds Charlotte North.
And if you don't feel confident taking that shot, you should hold on to possession.
That was a good decision, Gian, because there's 45 seconds left on the shot clock.
Plenty of time to get a great play set up.
You want the ball in the stick of Charlotte North. Great pass right on the doorstep, couldn't finish.
That's the right look there for Boston College. You need to keep on doing it. And Jen Medjid can be very patient with the ball there. She threw the fake in. Now she's just got to shoot to space.
Now they're going to reset the shot clock to 60 here.
I think Moreno got a piece of that shot.
Yes.
There's the always active Boston College head coach, Acacia Walker. This is her 5th straight championship game. They won it last year, had lost the previous 3. So impressive to just get to this title game for 5 straight years.
She's done an amazing job with this Boston College team.
Medjid muscles her way in, perfectly placed in the bottom corner, and BC pulls one back.
Boston College had a couple good looks on that offensive sequence. Jen Medjid, second on the team in goals and assists, gets her first score of the game. She changed the positioning of the field where she's attacking. She goes hard with her left hand, a little stutter step, the re-dodge, gets the finish. Beautiful placement and shooting the space here. Boston College pulls within 2.
Not a seat to be had at historic Homewood Field in Baltimore for the Women's Lacrosse National Championship. Standing room only. A terrific crowd. Beautiful day in Baltimore. North Carolina, a 6-4 lead. She and Stanwood Birch, Dana Boyle, Jay Alter with you. NCAA Men's Lacrosse Championship decided tomorrow, 1 Eastern time on ESPN. For more information on all NCAA championships, ncaa.com, your home for NCAA championships. There's our colleague Matt Hasselback, part of the awesome crowd we have here. If you're wondering why Matt Hasselback's here, he is a Boston College alum, but he also has 2 daughters on the team, Annabelle and Mallory, rooting on the Eagles. You'll always see that neon, and that's by design. Acacia Walker, Eagles head coach, a few years ago said, let's pick neon because we'll always be able to see our fans in a crowd.
She knew that the stage was going to be huge in her first Final Four, and she loved the color neon and said, you'll be able to look at the stands, you can know that your friends and family, and now it's caught on. And you see the neon shirts everywhere.
There's a lot of little kids she had lined up on the fence in neon, and I asked them on Friday, and I asked them this afternoon, who's your favorite player? In unison, Charlotte North. She has made her mark on this game. Such a stud. Fun to watch.
You know, what's so great about that, we spoke to Charlotte North about who she looked up to, and she mentioned Kayla Trainer, who's a terrific player at Syracuse, now the Orange head coach. But she said it was so tough to watch her, be behind a paywall. Now, the access to the sport, ESPN putting so many games on, means so many little girls get to grow up and want to be Charlotte North, have that role model to follow.
She is electric to watch, thrilling goal scoring. She's got the ball now behind the cage.
Won the Tour a year ago, which goes to the best player in college lacrosse. Would you say she's the front runner to win it again this season?
I think this game depends on it. We got 3 Tour-a-Tom finalists in this game. Ali Mastriani and Jamie Ortega for UNC. And then Charlotte North.
Goalie save, simultaneous, goalie save.
So that was going to be a shooting space violation, but the whistle happened at the same time as the shot, and the goalie made the save, Taylor Moreno, so it becomes goalie ball.
6 saves now for Moreno, who was pulled in that semifinal. The resiliency to come back in the cage in that game, win the game for North Carolina, be part of that crazy 8-goal comeback. And she's been outstanding in the national championship here today.
The coaching staff on Friday thought she was trying too hard, wasn't seeing the ball well, opted to take her out for about 7 to 8 minutes. She was able to reset. She was told you're going to go back in there, which I think actually really helps your mental side of the game. She knew she was going to get a chance. When she went back in there, able to come up with a huge save in the final seconds of that game, but the UNC offense took over and took a lot of the pressure off.
And she credits Alicia Nicholas Sheehan for that boost of confidence. She came right up to her and said, you allowed me to reset. How about a freshman playing in a semifinal game and behind a stud in Taylor Moreno? Really key to their reset in that Friday semifinal.
An amazing, true freshman who only played about 90 minutes. Jamie Ortega down on the turf.
Gets back to her feet now as Boston College begins to clear.
See the turnover number here. UNC with 5, BC 4. BC works a lot two-man game. You see number 5, Val Smith, setting picks, trying to get the defense to switch off or create a little bit of hesitation. Excellent defense and recovery.
And swing it to Jen Medjid, the senior.
Beautiful play there for Jen Medjid. She draws the shooting space, and you can see that perfectly right there. Defender off ball, gets in that path to goal. If Medjid would have shot, it would have been dangerous. Only equipment being worn is the goggles. It sets up an 8-meter.
Second team All-American. Second to the team in scoring. The Robin to Charlotte North's Batman, passing it off, decides not to go to goal. Weeks keeps the ball alive for BC. Surprised she didn't go to goal.
they've been effective when they make that pass, but I agree. When you need a goal right now, Medjid's one of your best shooters. I'd like to have seen her take that to Cage unless it was a very easy pass.
She had a good angle shooting, too.
Yeah, she did. A terrific angle. Good point, Dana. And BC gives it away. Yeah, I would have went to goal there. Shot clock was already down to 30. Really clean angle instead. And that's who you want, right? If not Charlotte North, Jen Medjid.
Jen Medjid taking the ball to Cage. A lot of times you'll see players actually try to draw the foul. They don't necessarily like the angle that they have for whatever reason. They go in hard, protect their stick, and try to get fouled again to get a reset on a better hash mark. You get placed on a hash mark, the position on the 8-meter closest where the foul occurred.
This is Scotty Rose Growney, been quiet today. So crafty for North Carolina in her 5th year. It's a veteran Tar Heels group that they've done it all but win a national championship. They've won 40 straight regular season games spanning back to last year. Missing that elusive title.
Number 5. Time out. Number 5. You're going out for that. That's this. Back to the head.
So watch this. This is a huge play here. Belle Smith, number 5 in maroon, check to the head on Ali Mastriani, knocks the goggles off. That's going to be awarded a yellow card. That's a penalty. It is releasable. It's up to 2 minutes. A 2-minute foul. If UNC scores, it will be releasable. But now Belle Smith, one of the best players on Boston College, sidelined. If a player gets 2 yellow cards, they are removed from the game. So now Belle Smith needs to make sure she reins in her play and not be overly aggressive.
Mastriani on the 8-meter passes out. That pass out makes sense.
That makes sense. You see the penalty time there, and then you see the shot clock, the numbers in red. So you want to take possession. You've got the lead. It's the end of a quarter.
Number 50, Melissa Scanoni's in. She's their woman up specialist. She's got a killer of a left-hand shot.
North Carolina woman up for another 90 seconds here at the end of the second quarter. Great feed from Growney. Guyersbach curled around the cage, fired it home. Tar Heels lead back to 3.
UNC fans loving it. Excellent execution. Guyersbach, the sophomore, 31st goal this season. You beat a man-down defense by moving the ball quickly. And Guyersbach, I love how she takes that pass from behind the cage, and then she gets herself a better angle. She keeps her feet moving. She throws in a stick fake. It freezes the goalie. You see her head bob and weave, and the placement of that shot. Great assisting play. This Tar Heel team leads the nation in assists per game with over 9.
You can see the defeat she had on Holly Schleicher's face. They had a big point of emphasis in their practice yesterday, and it was you cannot leave Guyersbach alone. You always have to know where she is. Not only can she feed from X, but she can also dodge. She's that triple threat type attacker.
Dana, they were trying to deny her the ball, but then once you go a player down, you got to release off of that a bit and play more of a zone defense and try to cover the space. So she was able to get open there.
Got it. Hold it just like that. Bottom up. Keep your bottom up. Don't lean your stick back. Don't open your stick. Leave your stick straight. Got it. Perfect. Right there. Hold it up first. Don't. Blue. AP. Blue.
Alternate possession is what that AP means when the officials put their arms out to their side with their fists there. So similar to basketball, and that's when they can't tell who the infraction was on. You can see all the directions that the officials giving the players to move, go up, don't move early, hold it. If they could see if it was the Boston College or UNC that was doing something illegal, then it would be awarded to the other team, but otherwise goes to alternate possession. So a rule change this year. In years past, it would be a redraw, which then would cause that whole thing to be reset again. So it's a good change.
Great save by Rachel Hall. Ortega scoops up the rebound. Flips it behind her back. Guyersbach scoops it up. Double team comes in. It will be BC ball. Great
Perfectly
defense.
timed. Amazing double team there. You want to use those end lines and the sidelines as an extra defensive player if you're playing defense. To pin somebody there, great, well-timed check.
Coming up at halftime, we have a live edition of Sound On. Tari and Amari are here at Homewood Field. Mike Corey, Dana Boyle will be there as well. They'll recap the first half and much more coming up.
And here a play being called in for the sideline. Looks like Boston College is setting up a play to have the last shot. They do a great job of starting with a drive and causing the defense to shift and then passing outside of that, waiting for a breakdown in the defense.
Here's Cassidy Weeks, has a goal to her name today. Bounces it home! Cassidy Weeks, who scored the game winner in the semifinal, scores with under 20 seconds left at halftime to pull the Eagles back within 2.
Cassidy Weeks started every game of her career since the 2020 season. Great look here. You see the clear out of space, and Weeks tries to get to the inside. And this ball just goes right between the legs of Taylor Moreno. With her roll dodge, she gets a ton of separation from her defender, and the power she generates from that hip area. It gets deflected a little bit. I don't think Moreno's able to read that correctly. Lost a lot of speed when it got tipped there.
The Weeks has been a staple in this first-line midfield for Boston College. Usually out there with her twin sister Courtney, who both started in the national championship game a year ago. Courtney tore her ACL before the season. Cassidy told us yesterday, I'm playing for her. It's the two of us out there, and she is motivated. 2 goals. Charlotte North has 2 goals as well for BC, and they're back within 2.
This is huge. Plenty of time to get a score off of the draw, too. I've seen it as quick as 6 seconds after winning a draw control going down to score.
All right, good job. Don't move. Ready?
North wins it to herself. Foul comes in. As Sheehan just said, plenty of time for BC.
We haven't seen both the centers be able to do that, the people taking the draw, winning it to themselves.
Belle Smith, first-team All-American, in attack mode, draws the foul. And now a free position coming with less than 6 seconds left until halftime.
Huge 8-meter opportunity for Belle Smith. She gets the foul.
You pushed her out, you pushed her down.
BC's not been able to convert off the 8-meter. Smith is one of their best scorers, had 7 goals in the Loyola game in the NCAA tournament, just 1 goal against Maryland.
Sticks and feet out, sticks and feet out.
Smith darts in, met with pressure, misses it wide. And North Carolina will hold on to a 2-goal lead. 1 half in the books in the 2022 Women's Lacrosse National Championship.
Back and forth game here. Boston College climbing back into this game. So fun, so much talent and superstars on this field.
Charlotte North and Boston College trying to repeat as national champions. Trailing by 2 at halftime. North Carolina, the #1 seed. Let's go down to their head coach, Jenny Levy, with our Dana Boyle.
Jenny, what's the difference between Friday's semifinal and today offensively?
Well, I think we still need to do better offensively, but I thought we, sharing the ball a little bit better. I think we're getting better opportunities. But I think we still need to put more pressure on the cage.
So defensively, how do you continue to contain this Boston College diverse offense?
Yeah, they're so good. There's so many threats all over. Just really stick together, play your one-on-ones really well, and switch when you need to.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Jay?
Jenny Levy's held that NCAA trophy twice before, 2013, 2016, but it's been a while. She wants to bring that home for this top-seeded Tar Heels team. Complete a perfect season. At the half, you'll be joined, Sound On crew, Tari, Amari, Mike Corey on the other side. Been a terrific sellout here at historic Homewood Field, a crowd worthy of a national championship, and this is high-level lacrosse. two talent-filled teams, a terrific first half. Sheehan, Stanwick, Birch, Challenger with you. Sheehan, what jumped out to you in that first half?
Well, a back and forth battle, lots of emotion, but really it's the shooting. UNC has been extremely effective, been doing a great job shooting. In Boston College, they've been struggling. Got a lot of shots on goal, but only shooting 5 goals on 20 shots. So they need to make sure they connect better and get past Taylor Moreno.
You know, North Carolina comes in undefeated, maybe a slight favorite in this game. You look at the Geico first half stats, Sheehan, it's exactly what you just described. BC's getting a little bit more possession, definitely out shooting North Carolina, but they don't have the lead.
They don't have the lead, and they've been shooting well all season long, about 50%. They need to get more people involved. 6 different goal scorers for this UNC offense, so they're spreading the ball around. We've got a great 30 minutes of action coming your way.
Buckle up, strap in. If it's anything like our dramatic semifinals, this will come down to the final whistle.
Don't move. Ready?
Back underway in Baltimore. BC had a slight edge of the draw control circle in the first half. They win the first of this second half. Trailing by 2 goals, we saw them come back from down 4 against Maryland in the semifinal.
Great draw control win there. You see the players that are being held behind the line right there. They cannot go over that line until possession is gained by a team. So they were ready and waiting.
Standing room early. They're going like 10, 12 rows deep around Homewood Field, a perfect venue on a beautiful day to crown a national champion, an all-ACC final. These two teams met in the ACC championship. North Carolina won that battle. Weeks splits the double team. We're going to call it against Weeks, so it'll be North Carolina ball.
North Carolina can be very dangerous in transition, so important for Boston College. Get downfield, mark up on players, and try to slow down UNC moving down the field. I think we learned after the semifinal games that both these teams had monumental comebacks against their opponents, Maryland, Northwestern. No lead is safe. So UNC needs to continue to come out attacking. Been so efficient with their shooting and getting to cage.
Scotty Rose Brownie lost her footing, gets right back up.
Look behind the cage, Boston College marking up the players from behind. They don't want UNC to set up the ball from behind there and be able to pass freely.
Dirks working on Bell Smith. Didn't quite have the angle, and Hunter Roman with terrific backup for Boston College. Dana, you spoke with BC head coach Acacia Walker at halftime. What did she have to say?
I got some insight in the locker room from the 2 keepers here on the sidelines that are watching Rachel Hall like a hawk. They're shot charting like in basketball, but they said, we're going to earn this win. That was the conversation in the locker room, and it starts with defensively, our fundamentals, and that's a huge stop for BC to get their confidence up, get it into the offensive end, give their defense a break. It all starts with the defense.
This is a familiar position for the Eagles. This is their 5th straight championship appearance. They won the title a year ago, looking to go back-to-back. They lost the previous 3, so Acacia Walker's been on both sides of this. The one thing she loves about this team, they never panic, always in control. They're down late in that 4th quarter in the semifinals, scored the last 4 goals to win it. So a 2-goal deficit early in the 3rd quarter, that's nothing for them.
You can score so quickly, stringing together possessions.
Jen Medjid, so crafty, count the goal. Simultaneous whistle, and Jen Medjid makes it a 1-goal game.
Really like the spacing that the BC offense created for Jen Medjid. Semifinal game against Maryland on Friday, 3 goals and 2 assists. Look at the right side of your screen. All the players occupying their defenders. Medjid has great job with her right and left hand. And you can see the Carolina defender off ball gets caught in shooting space. And that's where that simultaneous whistle occurred. But Medjid is able to shoot safely. Slips that ball in. BC's been having success when they shoot non-stick side, get into that hip area of a goalie. That's the hardest place for a goalie to make those saves, is that opposite stick side, hip level.
Her second and third goal of the season.
Beautiful placement of the shot.
And Sheehan, you mentioned the spacing on that. That's an adjustment that they've made in this third quarter as opposed to the first quarter. It wasn't bad in the first half, but the spacing, they're allowing the attackers to see the lanes to cage, and it's not being clogged by other BC players. You got to get out in clear space, move the ball, but move your people away so you can create those isolation situations. So Jen Medjid, who is a sharpshooter, can go off.
And Dana, we often see some of these players execute beautiful low-angle shots, low to no-angle shots. But what a lot of the players are trying to do is get those high percentage shots. Get to the center of the field, inside that 8-meter, increase your angle, you're looking the cage, get your body and hip space towards it.
Fingers off. Make sure this is over for the line. I'm trying to keep it parallel for both of you.
Good look into what the officials are looking for.
Ready?
This is going to be BC ball.
They're going to position it right where the foul occurred. Look at the draw controls. BC with 10, UNC with 6.
Weeks with a burst of speed. Splits the double team. Battles through, and now Charlotte North settles it down for the Eagles.
5 of the 6 last draw controls won by Boston College.
Now, we were talking NBA playoffs earlier. Jen Medjid, who just scored. She's Klay Thompson to Charlotte North, Steph Curry. Those two have been playing lacrosse a long time together. North gets the accolades, the attention, but Medjid, a great second weapon for BC. Eagles turn it over.
That was a block call. Bell-Smith trying to make a pick. Called for the block there.
It's an interesting matchup, Jay and Sheehan, with Melanie Welch and Jamie Ortega, because they're natural lefties, both of them. So you don't often see a lefty matched up on a lefty.
Who typically has the advantage, Dana, on a lefty-on-lefty matchup, attacker or defender?
I would say the attacker, because you can shift, and Jamie Ortega can use both hands. So therefore, you're not going to switch hands on the defensive end. So I would say that Ortega has the matchup, but Melanie Welch is doing a pretty good job.
Here's Sam Guyersbach. Scored the first 2 goals for the Tar Heels, been quiet since. Miscommunication, but scooped up by Growney. Lets it fly. Hall was off her line.
Good backup there for North Carolina with Jamie Ortega.
Ortega, great feed. What a stop, Rachel Hall.
That's a difference-making save for Rachel Hall there. Beautiful passing sequence for UNC.
That feels good if you're Rachel Hall. You can hear the crowd chanting her name. That's got to fire her up.
Take another look at this stellar stop.
Beautiful job. You see Hall explode to the ball, and what's so key as a goaltender is to maintain the ball in the crease. A lot of times you see goalies make the save, but then it rebounds off, and the offense gets another chance. She's able to corral it and get it downfield.
Remember, it was a year ago in this spot, championship weekend of the semifinal. North Carolina, the #1 seed, the favorites to win the national championship. Rachel Hall made 11 saves to stun the Tar Heels in the semifinal. If she can get that magic back in the second half, BC could very well be on their way. Eagles knocked off undefeated North Carolina in the semis a year ago, went on to win the entire thing, trying to go back-to-back. North kept her footing, didn't go to goal. 15 seconds to shoot. Medjid trying to spin her way in. What a save! Taylor Moreno to stop the bouncer.
Morena's so athletic in cage. You see her footwork there, reacting to the ball. She can see it so well. She likes to come upfield too. A lot of times goalies like to stay home, back in that crease area. Moreno bring it up to the 50-yard line. Watch Moreno in cage, the footwork here. Great job by Brooklyn Walker-Welsh. And an unbelievable job, saves that. She's got bruises on her, all over her legs to prove where she stopped these shots. That's gonna leave a mark.
North Carolina scored 5 goals in that opening quarter. Boston College's defense has buckled down since. Guyersbach, so dangerous from behind the cage, curls around it, the sophomore out of Florida.
I love the on-ball pressure too, Jay.
Brooklyn Newman now gets it to her left hand. Hall saves it again. Back-to-back saves for Rachel Hall, starting to heat up.
She told us she loves these big-time games. Seeing the ball well, keeping inside the crease, but you gotta look where UNC is shooting also. They're shooting to her stick side, so they're making her hot right now. You wanna make sure you take that extra second as an offensive player. That stick, the head of the stick is quite large. Shoot to the open space, throw in the fake, and move it.
And a lot of times as a defense, Sheehan, you're responsible for creating the worst angle for the shooter so you can let your goalkeeper make the quote-unquote easy save. There's no easy save, but if your defense in front of you is playing strong and cutting off some of those lanes, it helps you see the ball and be able to track it to make a save.
You're right. If your defense can force the offensive player to a shot where the goalie can see it, that is huge. A lot of teamwork and communication.
Here's Charlotte North in attack mode. Makes Trenchard fall. Moreno there to bail her out. It'll stay Boston College's way. Andy Aldave is livid over on the near sideline. She thought she got her stick to the end line first, which would mean it'd be North Carolina ball instead. The officials keep it with BC.
And she was behind the official there, so it's the ball when it goes out of bounds. Whatever player is closest to the ball right when it goes out of bounds gets awarded possession off of the shot.
And now back to North. In attack mode. This is it wide. 2 goals on 6 shots for Charlotte North, the all-time leading goal scorer in the history of the sport. BC's done a nice job not forcing it to North, though. So much talent on that field, so many players out there that can hurt you. Jen Medjid's one of them, has it here.
Oh, she gets pushed to the ground. The officials are letting it play and allowing some contact in the body.
35. 35.
Most of these whistles in women's lacrosse are all about safety.
The foul that stopped it is what happened right here.
8 seconds left on the shot clock. The last time Jen Medjid took a free position, she passed out of it. You think she's got to go to goal here with under 10 on the timer.
She's on that hanging hash mark. I don't see anybody open. So if I was her, I'd go to goal and keep your head up, looking for a pass. But get to this, try to get closest to the center of the field as you can.
Back up. One more time.
See, our officials are mic'd up like they've been all afternoon long, telling North Carolina to back up, give Medjid room. She does attempt the pass, and he's picked off. Well read by Emma Trenchard, the 4-time first-team All-American. And North Carolina can launch into a transition. So dangerous going from defense to offense. Hillman couldn't get it away cleanly. And now Hall sends it. Hatfield pass right on the money to Bell Smith. Back and forth we go in the national championship. It falls to Charlotte North, and she's hit right on the head. This will be a yellow card and a free position coming.
What an incredible sequence of events, end to end. Yellow card being awarded to Emma Trenchard. We called her name a lot, the best defender on this UNC team. She will be sidelined for up to 2 minutes. So watch the check, and you see the contact with the head. Any contact to the head, whether it's intentional or not, doesn't matter how hard it is an automatic yellow card. And then any aggressive play can be up to the official.
So Charlotte North with their first free position attempt of the day. This is appointment viewing. We made the comparisons to Formula One's Max Verstappen, Steph Curry in the NBA. This is why. She does things that you have never seen before. The windup. North scores!
It does not get more thrilling than watching Charlotte North take an 8-meter. You talk about that windup. She is such an expert at evading defenses, firing the shots. You'll watch Charlotte North. She steps, she rips, and scores. We've got a tie ball game. Boston College climbing back, and North leading the way.
About a national championship that's living up to the hype, tied at 7 between two ACC teams, familiar foes. This is the third meeting this season. The first one, great game. North Carolina went to Chestnut Hill and won 16-15. The second matchup, a little more lopsided. Boston College never found a foothold in that second half of the ACC championship. North Carolina won it 16-9, used an 11-0 goal run in the middle of that game to blow it wide open. And now a third and final meeting of the season with a national championship hanging in the balance. And boy, Sheehan, has it delivered. 7-7, not much to separate these two talented teams.
The fans, the energy, the atmosphere here is just purely awesome. Boston College made some adjustments. Rachel Hall making some huge saves, and Boston College going on a 3-0 run in the last 10 minutes and 48 seconds. Back to the
Red
center
on the
draw.
line, please.
BC with the edge here.
She has it! She has it!
Hold it there. Blue.
Okay. No.
What Charlotte North is feeling is that ball is in the head of Ali Mastriani's stick, and she wants to position her players to go to where they think the ball is going to be. Great job by Mastriani winning possession.
Boston College with the momentum. They've scored the last 3 goals. North Carolina scoreless so far in this third quarter. Rachel Hall, the Boston College goalkeeper, playing a big role in that. She started to heat up in the second half. Mastriani on the move. Passes off to Sam Guyersbach, 36 at Tar Heel Blue. Scotty Rose Browning with a great opportunity, but missed it wide.
All season long, North Carolina has been so effective with those cuts to the inside and the feeds. The last 2 games, they've had a hard time connecting.
The Tar Heels team that scored on 5 of their first 7 shots have now been shut out in the second half. It's allowed Boston College to go on a 3-0 run.
This is a completely different third quarter than we saw in the last meeting between UNC and BC. BC sort of gave up in that third quarter in the ACC championship game, but they are bringing the heat, and you said it, a big part, Rachel Hall, and this defense for Boston College.
5 saves since that first quarter, where she allowed 5 goals and made no stops. That's the story of this one. Could Rachel Hall be the kryptonite to #1 North Carolina again after she made 11 saves in the semifinal a year ago to ruin the Tar Heels' perfect season? Jen Medjid can score with both hands. Passes off to Charlotte North. North spins back to her left. Bounces it home! Charlotte North is not human! Her 4th goal of the afternoon fires Boston College back in front.
It takes a total team effort. Scotty Rose Browning, she gets a good look, but Rachel Hall delivers with the stop and gets down to Charlotte North. The fake pass down there. She's able to get Trencher, just a step off. Look at the separation and her teammates. They're all overloaded completely to the other side. Charlotte left alone to get that shot up. Her placement, she just operates. Her stick is like a magical wand. She is masterful.
And she's going against a 4-time first-team All-American, one of the best defenders in the country the last 4 years in Emma Treadshirt. And she can still find a way to score like that.
Unbelievable. You got to credit the off-ball players because they're giving her time and space to operate, to switch hands, to go back and forth. It is so important that you have both hands. It opens up your game tremendously as an offensive player to be able to shoot and feel comfortable with your right hand and left hand, go back and forth. Makes you extremely dangerous. Z!
That's why I'm still here, setting it up, right?
Yeah.
Blue, you're gonna lean your stick up here, upright. Hold it.
Schleicher lost her footing on the draw and allowed a clean take for Olivia Dirks. Boston College with all the momentum, a 4-0 run. And 4 of Boston College's 8 goals have come from the stick of Charlotte North. I equated her to Steph Curry earlier in the broadcast. The Warriors waiting for the winner of Game 7 tonight, Celtics and Heat. Countdown crew gets league start at 7:30 Eastern time on ABC.
That goal gives Boston College their first lead of the game, and UNC still held scoreless in third quarter.
Inches away from an equalizer there, 90 seconds remaining in this third quarter. You can feel the drama starting to ramp up here at a sold-out Homewood Field. Jamie Ortega, been quiet today. Only 1 goal to her name. The all-time ACC points leader. Running out of trouble.
Great job recovering, too, in that double team by the Boston College defense. That's tough to do.
Mastriani still with it, weaving through traffic and scores! What a goal! Ali Mastriani ties it at 8.
So fun to watch Mastriani at work. She slices through that 8 meters, had a couple charge calls, is able to evade the defense. Watch her operate from up top. She's faking, trying to get the time and room, and just slices through the defense like cones. North Carolina finally able to finish against Boston College in this third quarter, gets their first score of the third quarter. Beautiful job, the protection of the stick, maintaining composure and not slowing down. From Martinsville, New Jersey, unbelievable athlete, one of the 5 remaining Tewaaraton finalists, which goes to the best player in college lacrosse.
What's missing on that bio is that she's part shark. She got a hamstring injury during her freshman year, and she's got shark collagen wrapped around her sciatic nerve, so it goes from your back all the way down your leg. So when you see her make those moves and weave in and out of the defenders, she's got part shark in her.
It's amazing. Unbelievable. Her hamstring was almost completely detached from the bone. She had a hard time sitting. It was a remarkable recovery. She says she feels like 100% now, and when you see her move, it's hard to imagine she was so injured.
North Carolina answers the Charlotte North goal in under 90 seconds to tie it at 8. A little more than 30 seconds left in this third quarter. Mastriani with the great stick work on the equalizer. She's part of Team USA. ESPN airing the World Lacrosse Championships this summer. You'll get more of Mastriani playing for her country.
Into it. Right here, you're out here. Not in the 8, you're out here.
You see the foul call, the extension of the arms,
42 behind
stick into the body.
Clock continues to run.
Move.
Jenny Levy, the North Carolina head coach, throws her clipboard. She is livid because the officials just let the last 14 seconds of this third quarter clock expire. North Carolina couldn't get a shot off. Now, if that's on the 8 meter, the clock would stop.
They've set a free position shot. That clock would be stopped. You see the BC fans.
Buckle up. A national championship hanging in the balance, all tied up at 8 between Boston College and North Carolina. Well, it does not get bigger or better than this. A fun fourth quarter coming between Boston College and North Carolina. The Tar Heels trying to complete an undefeated season. Boston College looking to defend their crown, make it back-to-back championships. She and North Carolina jumped out to that early 5-2 lead. Charlotte North and BC, they've responded brilliantly in this game.
They battled back. They did not get panicked. Started making some adjustments defensively. Rachel Hall with some key saves. We are in for a great final fourth quarter.
Buckle up, this is going to be a wild fourth quarter. You get the feeling it's going to come down to the final possession between these two powerhouses. High-level lacrosse today at Homewood Field, and we've got some high-level lacrosse coming your way. Tomorrow, 1 Eastern on ESPN, Cornell against Maryland. That Terps team, much like North Carolina in our game today, trying to go undefeated on their way to a national championship.
Such an amazing season.
Ready?
Charlotte North firing up the Boston College traveling crowd.
Cam will drop it right in the middle. Remember, we got to go up. First
She's
move is
given
up.
them plenty to shout about in this game.
I'm going to hold while you get your positions.
All
Put the
season
bottom
long,
up.
at the start of every quarter, we've seen the momentum sometimes
Don't open up
change
first.
and
Just
shift.
go up and away, up.
A lot of these players came back for an extra year for a chance. This ball is going to go illegal infraction moving early on Charlotte North, so it's going to be a UNC ball.
What's going to separate these two teams in the final 15 minutes?
It's a heart and hustle. It's a tie ball game right now. 15 minutes in the career of these seniors and fifth-year players. Every possession matters. Fighting to the end. We heard from both teams. A lot of players had a lot of nerves on Friday in the semifinal game. Some played a little bit hesitant. Now it's time to leave it all out on the field. Have no fear.
We had 2 one-goal games in the semifinal Sheehan just alluded to. This has all the makings of another dramatic, thrilling final to decide the national championship. Great crossfield pass from Ortega. Rachel Hall, another save. She's having her best half of the season in the national championship.
45.
Unbelievable. After UNC had such a hot start, that's why it's so important that goalies can reset. You have to, we've talked to them and say, what does it feel like when you get your first save? What does it feel like when you can't save anything? And they just have to reset, focus on the shooter, focus on the ball, go back to the fundamentals.
Take another look. Hits Hall right in the helmet. She allowed 5 goals, no saves in the first quarter since she's only allowed 3 goals and made 7 saves.
A big part of being a goalkeeper, too, is that mistake amnesia. Sheehan mentioned it, but you have to be able to reset your defense. And a lot of times we've seen with Boston College, when Rachel Hall can come up with big saves, it gives the offense juice and energy.
Totally. We saw once she started making saves.
Boston College back in front. Kayla Martello blazes it past Moreno.
And that all started when Rachel Hall made that save to get possession down the other end of the field. Kayla Martello, 3 goals in the Maryland semifinal game. Her coach, Acacia Walker, says she's been playing lights out. Such an amazing athlete. Gets her stick free, the placement of the shot. As an effect, you want to get your stick in front of the body, but Martello just uses her explosive speed to get the step. You see her cock her arm back in her shoulder. She generates the power. 2021, she just had 6 goals. She has exploded this season as a sophomore. Great basketball and volleyball player. Her father, Tom, played lacrosse for Rutgers. Who also had an amazing season this year. What a fun story to watch. And you see that last season, 6 goals, and this year with 45.
Not only can she play basketball and soccer, Sheehan, but Jen Kent had them over to her beach house as a pre-game, pre-weekend party, and she was running routes. She can throw the football, and she definitely found that route to the cage.
Hold. You can't drop your stick. Leave it in a straight line. Don't drop your stick. Don't move. Don't open. Up and away. Don't move, Blue. Hold it. Hold it.
Love listening to Larry Carr, our official there on the draw control circle with Ali Mastriani and Charlotte North. You know, the draw is critical throughout the game, but in the fourth quarter, those draws start to mean more and more. North Carolina's won the last 5, but they've done nothing with it. Battle back to get the ball. Hunter Roman, so aggressive. What a play from the sophomore.
What great defensive action.
Red,
those
your
checks,
ball right here.
great double teams, back checks. We're seeing right now,
Red,
the
come on,
pressure
use your
is
red.
on and every ball matters. You see that heart and hustle. I think both these teams understand that the opposing team is capable of going on a run, and you've got to fight for every single possession.
Coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN2. Coverage starts 6 Eastern in the lead up to Phillies and Mets. A terrific Memorial Day weekend full of sports. Ortega, one-on-one with Rachel Hall. She scores! Jamie Ortega ties it at 9.
What a brilliant fast break transition goal. Calls off the turnover. And the one person you don't want with a head of steam if you're Boston College is Jamie Ortega downfield. Such an efficient shooter, one-on-one with Rachel Hall. She tries to make it in the crease. Look at the stick fakes there. When you are one-on-one with your goalie coming in, you got to throw it in. Watch a little quick hitch, that quick high cradle. The placement of the shot, she stays out of the crease. A huge score.
I think it's important, too, to note, Sheehan, that she doesn't shoot hard. So if you're a young player and you're watching Jamie Ortega, it's not all about the strength in your shot. She's a real finesse shooter, and that's her MO. That's what she likes to bring. So you don't have to have a really hard shot for it to go in cage. You just have to place it perfectly, and she is one of the best at that.
She has it! Good time, put it down. Easy, horizontal, right here. Don't move. Ready?
That's Charlotte North screaming, she has it, she has it. Helping her circle player teammates know where the ball is going to go. Holly Schleicher scoops it up.
Draws controlled by Holly Schleicher.
We've seen both teams getting checked, which is very unusual. A lot of these players have such great stick work, but the defense is ramping up the pressure. So it's very important to protect the stick with the tight cradles, move the ball quickly before the double team's able to connect.
After Boston College took the lead, North Carolina answered in just 1 minute and 14 seconds. This is back and forth, a heavyweight fight. Taylor Moreno, a terrific stop. Beautiful outlet as well to the talented freshman Brooklyn Walker-Welsh, who will represent Team Canada this summer in the World Lacrosse Championships. That's how you do it! Defense to offense, and North Carolina takes the lead.
Back-to-back goals for Carolina. Nicole Humphrey just gets her 8th goal this season. And this starts on the Davis shot, the Moreno save, big long clear. And North Carolina, what they did so successfully here is they didn't wait to set things up. They attacked, BC was not settled, they were not connected or communicating defensively. And Humphrey's able to deliver 2 quick scores for UNC.
Timeout, Boston College. What a matchup we have here in the national championship and all ACC final between North Carolina and Boston College. It's the top-seeded Tar Heels who have just nosed in front here 10-9. 2 goals in the last 61 seconds to take the lead.
7 different goal scorers for UNC, moving the ball. The depth is in one of their strengths all season long. These draw control possessions equal, both teams with 11.
Okay, ready, don't move. Ready? No, we're on this side.
It's going to be alternate possession, so the ball did not go above the shoulders of the players, and the official couldn't tell who made that happen.
Well, the draw controls have been so even in this game, BC winning at 12-11. So many times the scoreline will reflect that, and in this case it does. North Carolina and Boston College have gone back and forth throughout this game. The first time that the Women's Lacrosse Championship has ever aired on ESPN. Thanks to the programming department for believing in this sport, and boy has it delivered. This is high-level lacrosse to decide the national championship. And here's Charlotte North, the best player to ever play this sport. She scored more than anybody in the history of the game. Passes it off over to Jen Medjid, the Robin to North's Batman. BC very patient on this possession. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Martello on the move, gets the hands free, terrific save. BC with the rebound. Belle Smith in perfect position to catch and shoot. Ties it at 10.
Sometimes you need a little bit of magic and the ball to bounce your way. Beautiful anticipation. Martello goes to cage. And Belle Smith is in the right place at the right time. Great job getting the feed and finish. And look at what she did with those extra 2 seconds of time. She moves her body, she contorts it, she throws in the fake, and then she shoots that ball across her body. This is one of the missing pieces for Boston College right now. Belle Smith has been held scoreless in this game. She's the third leading goal scorer for this Boston College team. They need her involved in the offense. She gets the job done.
Head coach Acacia Walker loves it. Took that timeout after North Carolina had back-to-back goals in a minute. Settled the team down, and Belle Smith in perfect position to score that game-tying goal.
The presence she had there, a lot of players would get that ball and immediately try to get antsy and get the shot taken right away. She takes that extra second.
For me. Red over the line. She has it! She has it! Red, shaft on the line. Her head is open. I have it closed together. I haven't left. Hold.
See North and Mastriani trading comments before that draw. It's Mastriani's Tar Heels who wins it.
Good job by Brooklyn Newman getting that ground ball. Those 50-50 balls in the circle are going to be huge.
Brooklyn Newman, who won possession, flips it off to Mastriani. North Carolina slowing things down. They've struggled offensively in the second half. Only 3 goals after scoring 7 in the first half. Guyersbach trying to get the left hand free. Tar Heels there to back it up. 30 seconds left on the shot clock for #1 North Carolina. Mastriani scoops it up. 10 seconds left to shoot. Mastriani right at Rachel Hall. Comfortable save for the senior.
Rachel Hall's made the necessary adjustments. As a goalie, sometimes you're having a hard time seeing the ball. She is locked in.
And an amazing job she and by the defenders in front of her. Big point of emphasis in practice yesterday from the defense from Jen Ken was don't bait on the first dodge. You saw it with Courtney Taylor when she had Guyersbach out. They didn't bait on the first dodge, so it allowed them to stay connected and cohesive as a defensive unit. So Rachel Hall could see that save.
North Carolina had a 5-2 lead at the end of the first quarter. It's Boston College who's controlled this game in the second half. All tied up at 10. Ball in the stick is Charlotte North. She's got 4 of the Eagles' 10 goals. Now Jen Medjid settles it down. North barking orders at her teammates with 30 seconds left to shoot.
Looks like they're setting an isolation play up for Jen Medjid.
Now over to North. Under 20 seconds to shoot. North one-on-one with Emma Trenchard. Spins her way in. Whizzes it wide. Quick restart. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Medjid trying to muscle her way in. Great defense. Never got a clean look. It'll be North Carolina ball.
Beautiful use of the field. You want to work the defense on the clear, letting the ball do the work, making the defense have to shift.
Standing room only here in Baltimore. Not a seat to be had at Homewood Field. Sold out crowd. And this game has delivered, and then some high-level lacrosse with 6 minutes left. Jenny Levy takes a timeout, a national championship hanging in the balance. Levy still has 2 timeouts at her disposal. Boston College with 2 remaining as well. Boston College trailed by 3 goals in this game. Their goalkeeper, Rachel Hall, showing up on the biggest of stages.
Making some explosive saves, and I love that she's been able to maintain possession, not letting the rebounds bounce off of her. Excellent job. The defenders cutting down the angles, and Hall been able to stand strong. So important goalie play when you get into championship games to make all the difference.
What a national championship it has been. Tied at 10, under 6 minutes left. Let's hope the men's championship is as good as we've got it today. It's 1 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN. For more information, visit NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Rachel Hall with 8 saves. Her season high was 9 saves against Notre Dame earlier in the season.
Make sure there's outlets. Smart shot.
Dana Boyle, you were in the North Carolina huddle. What did you learn?
I'm so fascinated all year long with the transfers. Andy Aldave, I know she was a leader at Notre Dame, but she's a leader for this UNC offense. She said, they are more tired than we are. Keep wearing them down. And then we heard from Emily Peros, the offensive coordinator for the Tar Heels, and she said, we just have to create space for each other. Move the ball and stay balanced. And a big point of emphasis was if the ball does go behind the cage, we got to have backup for it because you can get those second and third possessions, which wears the Boston College defense out.
Andy Aldave, 31 in blue, the redhead right there. Transfer from Notre Dame. She's a Baltimore native. Our former head coach, Christine Halfpenny, who coached her for 4 years in South Bend, told us during the ACC tournament, Aldave has been the Tar Heels' missing piece. A leader that galvanizes this group down the stretch.
The leadership qualities, she couldn't be more highly spoken of by both her former head coach and current head coach Jenny Levy. A lot of the things she does also don't show up in the stat sheet. Her presence out there in different times throughout the season, when UNC's been struggling, they'll move Aldave to a certain spot, they'll get her to take the draw. She was the all-time draw leader at Notre Dame. Doesn't take it as often at UNC, but when they've struggled, they put her in there, and her spark has been amazing.
It's her final year of eligibility for playing lacrosse, but she's going to stay in Chapel Hill and join Jenny Levy's staff next season. He said, so are you going to start a coaching career? She goes, we'll see. I'm going to dip my toe in the water, but she's certainly been a player coach in the huddle for North Carolina all season long. Let's see what Jenny Levy draws up here with under 6 minutes left in a tie game at 10. Aldave's roommate Sam Guyersbach somehow got the hands free. The inside roll another transfer that has made such a huge difference this season for North Carolina, Sam Guyersbach.
She is so talented and skilled at that move. Beautiful job. Usually we see her taking a running start coming from the side. This time she operates right below, above goal line extended, gets below her defender. Look at her footwork, look at her protection of the stick. You can see the swiping check there from the Boston College defender. What you want to do there is protect your stick. Guyersbach rips off the goggles. What you do is you come up as an offensive player, you plant your feet, you stop, you change completely direction, your backside protects that stick all the way in, and you finish like Sam Guyersbach, and you will be a star.
We were just talking about Andy Aldave, Guyersbach's roommate, the two transfers coming in. Aldave said she knows the look in her eye. Late in game, she can sense it. Every athlete can. The eye of a tiger, and Guyersbach, who scored 4 goals in the final 5 minutes of the semifinal to put North Carolina in this national championship, has now given them the lead.
She has it!
And they may not be on the field next year, Jay, but they're going to be on the sidelines coaching. So this UNC offense, it's going to continue to stay dangerous.
Courtney Taylor wins the draw control for Boston College. The Eagles have 2 timeouts, trailing by 1, a little more than 5 minutes left in regulation. A national championship hanging in the balance between 2 ACC juggernauts.
Five different goal scorers for this Boston College team. Block. So this is going to put Boston College on a second chance right here.
It's Andrea Reynolds.
Shot clock 49 seconds. She's got a good angle here, especially for a right-handed player.
Your second foot needs to be out 4 meters.
Boston College is
Stick
1
2,
for 3 on the 8-meter today.
Blue, stick 2.
Reynolds is a sophomore, one-on-one with Moreno, passes out of it. This is the point of the game where you just let Charlotte North try and take over.
Well, you can, and she's very capable of doing that. What I do like about this Boston College offense is they don't always look for her. Sure, she generates a lot of the possessions. The defense seems to panic when she gets the ball in her stick, so you definitely need to use her, but everyone feels capable.
There's Martello with room. Astronauti did well to close down the angle. Shot clock down to 10. Charlotte North has to go. Lefty, saved by Taylor Moreno.
Excellent stop for Taylor Moreno. Great defensive stand. Emily Knowles gets that out and sends it to Emma Trenchard.
Emily Knowles' footwork guarding Charlotte North was incredible. Didn't cross her ankles, maintained that low basketball defensive stance.
North had a great look here, but look at Moreno. Beautiful job following the ball.
See Boston College starting to send that double team. Settled down by Olivia Dirks, the transfer from Penn State. Big Ten midfielder of the year as a sophomore, has come to Carolina to try and win a national championship. Sydney Scales, a sophomore, all over her. Guyersbach has it. She's had the hot hand, rings it off the pipe. Inches away from making it a 2-goal game. Bodies flying, no whistle. Kept in by Carolina.
What a monster ground ball. Love the aggression, the passion.
Shot clock reset to 60. 2 minutes and 30 seconds away. for the end of regulation. Growney scores! Scotty Rose Growney stings the corner, and it's a 2-goal lead for North Carolina.
End-to-end action, 56 goals in the season. She gets her first score here. Off the post. And then a fight for a monster ground ball. Beautiful hustle, trying to box out. Officials letting the players play. Great sequence of events. Guyersbach's been great scoring the goals, and Scotty Rose Growney with a beautiful finish. Her extension of her arms, this raw emotion there is awesome. Here we go, guys!
One of those fifth-year seniors that have done so much in her North Carolina career. The one box that has not been checked is a national championship. It's why the likes of Growney, Ortega, Mastriani, Taylor Moreno have all come back. And they're 2 minutes and 23 seconds away from finally checking that box. Boston College has taken a timeout. Acacia Walker still has one remaining. Jenny Levy and North Carolina have two. And interestingly enough, this game has been so back and forth, like a heavyweight title fight. This is the first time the lead has been 2 goals in 25 minutes.
And you can see why UNC was so excited with that goal, just to get a little bit of separation here. There's still an eternity left on the clock. 2 minutes, 23 seconds. It's going to go back to the draw. For UNC, they need to play really smart. Protect the ball, understand that the second someone gets a ball in their stick, Boston College is going to put on the pressure.
Sellout crowd getting high-level lacrosse of the national championship game. That trophy on the line. Remember, Boston College trailed by 3 goals with 4 minutes left against Maryland in the semifinal. Ended up winning that game in regulation. So down, but certainly not out, as Charlotte North and Ali Mastriani step back into the draw control circle. Every draw is critical, but this one is by far the biggest of the afternoon.
This is a crucial possession here.
Okay, I'm back. Straight line, I'm gonna drop it on the dot. I'm gonna put it in the middle. I'm gonna hold it like this, bring your stick in. So it's right in the middle. No, it's right in the middle. I got it. I got it. Hold. Hold it. Keep the bottom up. And you're going up and away. Blue, you gotta stop moving. Hold it just like that. We got it. Red.
Boston College ball. The Eagles need to find 2 goals in the final 2 minutes of this game to tie it. Trying to go back-to-back. Won the program's first ever national championship a year ago. Martello. No room to operate. The sophomore eyeing up her options. Squeezes it into McKenna Davis. The extra pass. Saved by Taylor Moreno. Right on the doorstep to deny Caitlin Mossman.
I like the sharing of the ball there. I want Charlotte North involved a little bit. You know the defense thinks that she's going to be going to cage, and that could open other people up. BC needs a turnover.
Taylor Moreno with her 11th save of the afternoon. That one by far the biggest. Shot clock and game clock totally even. So North Carolina, this is a game of keep away. Boston College needs to start piling on the pressure.
They got to send everyone. They're exhausted at this point. The goal is left open. They need possession. If you're UNC, you don't want to score right now. Even though the goal open, you want to maintain possession.
Ball on the ground.
Huge
Boston College has it.
Ball right there. The ball's there.
This is exactly what BC needed. Almost unimaginable that UNC's going to turn it over. They got to go to goal hard, quickly.
30 seconds to try and rescue this national championship. Magid in attack mode. Sends it high. Mossman catches it, turns around. Couldn't get the hands free. Scooped up. Bounces it home. Cassidy Weeks, with 15 seconds left, makes it a one-goal game. How did she scoop up that ground ball and score?
This is why you never give up. Third goal of the day for Cassidy Weeks. Excellent pursuit. Beautiful job with the turnover. BC's able to get possession as UNC's trying to let the clock wind down. A scrum for the ground ball, just like when it looked like UNC's defense was going to take this away. Weeks with the scoop and the score. What a beautiful bounce shot.
If Weeks does not make that play, season's over. North Carolina, your national champions. Instead, the redshirt junior with the game hanging in the balance makes such a terrific individual effort. And Dana, she told us in the fourth quarter, while her opponents are fading, she wants to be peaking.
She's got a motor, and it's in the fourth quarter. And when we talked to Acacia Walker at practice yesterday, she turned to her sister, who's got out with an ACL, tore ACL in the fall, Courtney. She said, should I take your sister out? She just gone back-to-back on the field, wove through 3 defenders, and her sister said, do not take her out. And she ended up scoring that game-winning goal against Maryland. Huge, huge game for Cassidy Weeks. They just come up in clutch moments, and her sister is excited to get back on the field with her next year when she's recovered from her ACL.
What's being said, Sheehan, in that North Carolina huddle? You're leading by 1, 15 seconds away from a national championship.
Well, first of all, you practice this situation all the time, being down a goal. Plenty of time to score. You need to get possession of this ball coming off the draw control. So you just attack the ball when it goes up in the air. Everyone fight for it. You get possession, and you go to goal hard. BC's won the last 3 draw controls. You see their draw unit having a conversation. Possession is everything right now.
Sold out crowd here at Homewood Field. It has lived up to the hype. Charlotte North and Ali Mastriani, Team USA teammates this summer at the World Lacrosse Championships. Enemies on the draw control circle with the game hanging in the balance. 15 seconds away. Boston College needs this draw. Let's listen in.
All right, I'm gonna make sure this is in the middle. I'm gonna put the ball right in the middle and just put your stick on my hand. Don't touch the ball yet. I will set the ball. I got it right there. I got it. I got it. I got it. The ball's right in the middle. The ball's right in the middle. Keep your stick up. Keep your stick up. Hold, hold, hold.
Battle for the ground ball. 10 seconds left in regulation. North Carolina had
You're
it.
coming off. You're coming off. You're getting a card.
And a yellow card shown to Boston College.
Courtney Taylor for the push from behind.
Just wait for my whistle. Wait for the whistle.
Now BC's a player down. They got to get a turnover right now. You want to pressure the ball. You got to give some space to the ball carrier.
Eagles out of timeouts. They need a turnover and a goal in the final 7 seconds. Newman chucks it downfield. This will be enough for North Carolina to hang on. The top-seeded Tar Heels are national champions. An undefeated storybook season results in a national championship for North Carolina. The agony of defeat for Charlotte North and the Boston College Eagles. Our Capital One player of the game is North Carolina goalie Taylor Moreno.
What an unbelievable team effort. Taylor Moreno, 11 saves, huge crucial stops, and what carried UNC all season long, took them to the national championship, the depth. So many different goal scorers, sharing the ball, great defensive effort.
Taylor Moreno, today's player of the game, brought to you by Capital One. The Tar Heels hoisting that trophy for the first time since 2016. Let's hear from their head coach, Jenny Levy.
Jenny, she's getting bumps from the camera guy. Jenny, congratulations. You told us all year long that you remember the pain from last year. What does this win feel like?
Oh my God, I'm so happy for our players and our program. My staff was amazing all year. My players are amazing all year. I'm so happy for our outgoing seniors. Like, this total team effort today. Congrats to BC, what a great team, and some great players that are finishing up their career today, and they're just awesome. But, you know, it takes a great opponent to make you play great. I think the championship game is always a hard time to play your perfect game, but we found a way, so that's good.
Taylor Moreno, she stood on her head, 11 saves. What did she give you in this matchup this afternoon?
She's just the best. So, I mean, she didn't play great the other day, and she played great today, so it was awesome.
Thanks, Jenny. Congratulations. Go celebrate. Jay?
Well, Jenny Levy just alluded to it. Taylor Moreno was pulled off in that semifinal, subbed out of the game, goes back in, wins it for North Carolina in the semifinals, and then 11 saves in the national championship. Credit to both teams, Sheehan. This was a battle, high-level lacrosse. You feel bad for a loser because there's really two winners on the field.
This game will go down in history. Such an amazing weekend of games, an awesome display of effort for both programs.